It's the Cretaceous period, about 98 million years ago in what is present-day Argentina. Imagine waking up to realize you're one of the biggest predators to ever walk the earth. Sounds epic, right? You're a Gigantosaurus, basically the T-Rex's bigger, spicier Latin American cousin. You're huge, you're powerful, and you're already in trouble. Why? Because being born big doesn't mean being born safe. You're born into a world where everything wants to eat you. While you're wobbling around like a confused baby deer, there are giant crocodiles lurking in the rivers, massive flying pterosaurs patrolling the skies, and even your own kind who wouldn't mind turning you into a dino-sized chicken nugget. The nest is crowded. Your siblings are hatching all around you, squeaking and stumbling over each other. You don't have time to bond, though, because the moment you hatch, it's a competition. Food is scarce, and the weak don't last long. So, survival strategy, grow fast. You start scarfing down anything you can. Lizards, small dinosaurs, maybe even your weaker siblings. Just kidding. Nature is brutal. Bulk up or become someone else's lunch. It's not easy. You dodge predators, fight for scraps, and somehow, against all odds, you survive. Soon you're no longer just a hatchling struggling to stay alive. You're growing, getting stronger, and before long you're ready to take on the world. Fast forward a few years, you're no longer tiny. You're 40 feet long, weighing around 8 tons. You've got razor-sharp teeth, powerful legs, and the confidence of something that should be unstoppable. Except you're not. You have a problem. Your brain. You're not nearly as clever as your cooler cousin, the T-Rex. You're all brawn, no strategy. You see food, you charge. You get annoyed, you bite. Planning? Thinking ahead? Ha! Those are concepts for dinosaurs with bigger brains, like raptors. But you live in the moment. And running, you're fast, one of the fastest large predators. You can hit nearly 30 miles per hour in a sprint, just like a present-day coyote. But once you get going, stopping is a whole different issue. You've lost count of how many times you've tripped while chasing prey. 1 second you're closing in on your target, the next you're face planting into the dirt. So, while you look like the ultimate predator, you're really just one step away from embarrassing yourself again. And despite your questionable coordination, you're still an apex predator. You don't just hunt alone, you have a pack. Unlike T-Rex, who prefers to go solo, you and your squad team up to take down massive prey, like the legendary Giganotosaurus. One day you spot a herd of them, just minding their own business. But see, your pack has a unique hunting strategy. You don't just rely on brute force, you've learned to use patience. So, you wait, and wait some more for the perfect moment to strike. You don't waste energy on a full chase. Instead, you target the weakest member and force it to separate from the group. You and the crew sneak up, corner your target, and unleash chaos. Teamwork at its finest. Oh, and the feast? Glorious. You've never been prouder. You let out a victorious roar. Hey, maybe you're getting the hang of this dino life. But that's not your only victory. You're also an expert at intimidation. Many herbivores, smaller sauropods, hadrosaurs, take one look at you and decide they don't want to be on the menu today. You don't even have to fight. Just standing there flexing your massive jaws is enough to clear an entire watering hole. And then it happens. A challenger approaches, a rogue Gigantosaurus. Big, mean, built like he bench presses boulders for fun and thinks raw meat smoothies are a personality. He squares up, you square back. Eye contact. You both face each other in a standoff, and then he charges. Now it's full WWE Jurassic Throwdown. Tail slams, bone-crunching bites, dirt flying, roars so loud they echo across the timeline. You're throwing down like it's the Cretaceous Championship, and spoiler, you win. Barely. Bleeding. Breathing heavily, but still standing. He limps off like a disgraced reality show contestant, and the rest of the squad staring at you like you just walked off the set of Dino Gladiator. You're not just the big guy now, you're the alpha. Your next mission in life, find a mate to pass on your epic genes. But mating season can be rough and competitive. Every male out here puts on a show, flexing their tiny arms, roaring like it's American Idol. But you can't lose hope. And then, one day, you spot her. Love at first sniff. Across the river, there she is, a sleek, confident female Gigantosaurus, with a tail swing that could break ankles and a roar that echoes like thunder. Your heart does a little skirt skirt. This is it, you think. She's the one. Legacy secured. Fast forward a few years, you're patrolling the nesting grounds for your offspring. Just chillin'. Alpha vibes radiating off you like heat waves. A bunch of the baby Gigas come wobbling over like prehistoric toddlers at a birthday party. One headbutts your foot like it's practicing for the NFL. Another tries to chomp your tail like it's a chew toy. They squeak. They climb on you. One bites your snout like it's asserting dominance. You let them have their fun, flicking your tail just enough to make them topple over in a pile of giggling hatchlings. And the fact there's no hunting, no competition, no survival instincts kicking in. Just a moment of dad energy and simple joy. As they crawl all over you, you realize something. For a creature built for destruction, it's nice to feel a little gentle for once. But then, cut to, the Cretaceous turns into a microwave. It's hot, really hot. Your massive dino body is basically a giant meat oven. Fun fact, you don't sweat, so cooling down takes forever. Standing in the shade helps, but if there's a drought, you're stuck baking in the sun like an overcooked steak. So, you've been on your feet all day hunting for herbivores and fighting off threats to your babies. You see a river nearby. Your brain, small but determined, tells you that stepping into the water is a brilliant idea. You take one step, and another. The cool water feels great on your tired legs. You go full body soak, steam rising off you like you're the main course at a prehistoric spa. It's giving Dino Hot Girl Summer, even though you're built like a tank with anger issues. And then, whoops, your feet lose contact with the riverbed. Your giant muscular body tips backward. And in that moment you realize you can't swim. Suddenly, you're flailing, your tiny arms completely useless. You thrash, splashing wildly, trying to regain control. Other dinosaurs on the riverbank watch in stunned silence. A smaller carnivore, Rugops, is watching, head tilted like, bro, you good? A baby sauropod stops drinking just to stare at you. You manage to awkwardly paddle back to shore, dragging yourself out onto the mud, utterly humiliated. You shake yourself off, trying to act like nothing happened. Turns out you're exhausted from trying not to drown. So you search for the perfect spot to take a nice fat nap. And then you find it, a warm grassy area under a big shady tree, just big enough for you to stretch out on. You plop down with a heavy thud, full body exhale. The sun hits just right. The breeze, chef's kiss. You exhale, closing your eyes, basking in the warmth. A dragonfly zips past your snout. You don't even flinch. You flick your tail lazily to relax to care. Even the distant roars of other dinosaurs seem muffled. Background noise to your well-earned break. You're living your best dino life. But moments later, the sky isn't the same. The air feels heavier. Your pack nearby is restless. You feel it before you see it. Something is terribly wrong. Then, in the distance, you see it. A fireball. Massive. Blazing. Headed straight for Earth like it hit send too soon. You freeze. So does your entire bloodline. Panic spreads. The ground rumbles beneath your feet. Trees shake. The wind changes, carrying a scent you don't understand. Something burning. You run. Your pack follows. But where can you go? You can't run away. The fireball isn't alone. More streaks of flame tear across the sky. And then it happens. Boom. The impact sends shockwaves, flattening forests. Rivers boil. The ground splits open, swallowing anything in its path. You keep moving, but the world is changing too fast. The sky ignites in a flash of fire and smoke, turning day into night. The once familiar land, your hunting grounds, your home, is unrecognizable. Your legs, strong as they are, begin to falter. There's no shelter, no escape, just the apocalypse. Full send. The heat presses against you, choking the air. Your pack is gone, scattered, lost. You take one last breath, plant your feet, throw your head back and roar. Not in fear, not begging, but with every bit of rage, defiance, and boss energy left in your tank. Like, you may end me, but you will never erase me. And then, darkness. But here's the thing, you may be gone, but you still made history. Millions of years later, paleontologists are gonna find your fossilized remains and lose it. Kids will argue about whether you were cooler than T-Rex. Spoiler, they'll always pick T-Rex, but you'll still be in the top 5. So yeah, maybe your life was pretty mid, but your legacy, absolutely not.